Hi, my name is Acacia Tilby, and today I will be demonstrating Segment 2 for the Informatics 435 project. The case that I received for this project was the Jones Engineering case, and to give a little bit more background information so that we can better understand where the forms and reports are coming from in the front end of this project. Jones Engineering is a land surveying company that does field work. They need to improve upon their current database for overall consistency and completeness of things like survey requests, reduce time, scheduling crew work, support standard reports, and ad hoc query for survey requests. This will also improve their field work requests, working schedules, field work records, field books, the future of their digitalized data collection, and just the storage of the field books, as well as integration of these books and their fieldwork database. So we want this database to be able to work with the existing accounting software, which we will make happen. So to also give a little bit more background information, just so we get an idea of how the workflow is of this case. So everything starts off in a web-based survey request submission, and from there, once this submission is submitted, a plan is then created and it is sent to a manager who schedules the work. The work is then performed. The survey creates data, so that data is then recorded, and all this data is compiled into a report for the customer. So whenever I received the back end for Jones Engineering, it included a whole bunch of tables that we needed in order to create our forms and reports. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look at some of the tables that were created. In total, there was 11 tables. Every table has a primary key, of course, and almost every single table has, if not one, even more foreign keys within those tables. So a couple of our tables include survey request, survey location, client, survey task, schedule form. We have an employee table, a crew table. We have a table for schedule reports. We have a table for the field book, field work record forms. So yeah, whenever I received the back end, I inputted all these pre-made tables into Oracle, fixed every single error that came up whenever I ran them, in order to make sure that we have consistency and that everything ran smooth whenever we connected this back end into Access. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at Access now. So whenever I initially connected the Oracle backend into Access, I automatically got all these tables right here. All these tables were there, but no information was in them. So before I even get into the tables, I want to go ahead and give you a look at our relationship tables, just so you can get a better understanding of how all these tables are intermingled. As you can see how crazy they kind of look. Like I said, we have 11 tables, and almost every table has, if not one, so many more foreign keys connected. So as you can see, every table has, their primary key, attributes. Some have more attributes than others, of course. And some tables, like field work record, has 5 or 6 foreign keys going into it, versus a table like survey task that has 1 foreign key. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to take a look at our tables. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the client table. And initially, whenever I opened up this table, there was 0 data. Nothing was in here. So all this data has to be inputted. And what's the best way to input it? Well, we're going to go ahead and input it through forms and reports. So to create these forms and reports, we will click on the table, which we're already in, and that is the client ID. And you go to Create, and you click on Form. So as you can see, a client form is open. There's already information in the form because I've already gone through and made sure that all these forms and reports work, that all the data is able to be inputted into these tables. But if this table was empty, all we would do is click on the table, and we would click Form View, and that gives us access to start filling in the blanks basically. So for client, we have a client ID, so I'm going to go ahead and show an example. So let's say their client ID is going to be 002. Their first name is Hunter, their last name is Venable, and I'm going to go ahead and leave the date requested and the requested by date the same. Since I already have this information in my table, I'm not going to save it, but I'm going to go ahead and show you how you would save it. So you go up here, you go in your tab for this form, and you'd right click and you would hit save. And whenever you would hit save, you would just go back to your client table and that information would be there. Like I said, I didn't hit save for this demonstration because that information is already there and it'd be redundant to add that information. So to move forward, I have a table. There's a table made for every table that was created in Oracle. So we have a table for crew with the corresponding attributes of, job number, crew assignment, employee ID, work number, and any notes. The same goes for the tables of employee, the table of field book, field work record, schedule form, schedule reports, survey location, survey request, and survey task. So again, you would create forms the same way I did for client. I'm not going to sit here and create a form for every single one of these because one, I already have it created, and two, it doesn't change. And I'll go ahead and run through some of those forms. So I have a crew form, and it has the corresponding attributes that we saw in the crew table. You have your job number, you have your crew assigned, your employee ID, your work date, and any notes that specific job for that crew would need. Same goes for employees. You have corresponding information. Field books, we have the book number, the beginning page, the employee ID that book belongs to. Field work record form. We have a schedule form where all the work is scheduled, the overall work, once these survey requests are approved by managers and ready to get put into action. Next, we have schedule report. We have survey location. We have a form for survey request. And we have a form for survey task. Like I said, these forms are really easy to fill out. You would just simply fill in the blanks. Task number, let's say the task is 98, the task description, survey Mr. Jones's backyard. And for the notes, we'll just leave it as gate number. You would punch in 212 £. And I'm not going to save this right this second, but all you would do is, right click, hit save, and this information would be inputted into our survey task table. So this is really important to know how to do because in a real world setting, in a company like this, you'll have customers calling, clients calling, they want to get their land surveyed, let's say. Well, that receptionist that's answering the phone isn't going to know how to open up something like Oracle, pull up all the data, and do insert value kind of command to put this new client's information into the system. Whenever you create forms like this, it's almost brainless. You just fill in the blanks, and all the information that is inputted into these forms, since it's connected to our Oracle database backend, whenever you hit save, all that information gets saved to the tables and access, and it is then sent over to Oracle and it is stored there. Because of this, sometimes whenever I would be saving this information, access will start to kind of act up, it'd run slow, but that's just because it has a lot of information coming in and out. So overall, this is a very powerful tool to use. It helps with the overall, um, like time spent doing things that really shouldn't take you that much time in a business. And yeah, so as you can see, it's very easy to create forms and reports to create a front end for a somewhat complicated back end. So thank you for watching my video. This is segment 2 for the Informatics 435 project.